Okay, today we're going to be prepping the C6 Corvette for wrap. I already got all the taillights pulled. Got my front emblem pulled. Also got my rear emblem pulled. Next thing we're doing is the third brake light. We're going to be taking apart the door handle right there. Taking the door panel off, pulling the mirror. Doing that for both sides, and then I think that's the majority of the prep on this. It's the last time you're going to be seeing the car like this. Okay, we got the third brake light out. The screws ended up staying in there, and I just unscrewed it from the third brake light itself. I'll have to get those later. But now we're working on the door panels. The driver's side door panel, 2 bolts right there, and then clips all around the door. The passenger side door panel, you take out this little button, which is located like up here. There's a bolt behind it, T30, and then another one like right there. So that's simple. We're taking both doors off and getting these mirrors off. Okay, that's the first door panel off. A little difficult, but it's mainly because of those clips. There's a handful going around the entire door panel. And then one main harness clip, which isn't too bad. So let's get to the mirror, take the mirror off, and keep prepping. Next, let's move to the passenger door. Okay, we got both door panels off, both windows fully rolled down. Next thing we need to do, these mirrors are held in by 3 bolts. You can access all of them through here. And we're also going to be taking off the speaker to reach up and get the bolts as well, just because it makes it a lot easier. So, pulling the speaker, then pulling the mirror. A lot of work, but the prep is one of the biggest things for wrapping. It's gonna make the job a lot easier in the end. So, versus cutting around the mirror and trying to get it nicely lined up there, because I wrapped a C5 before and it didn't come out well. So, just like that, the mirror is removed. All it was 3 bolts and a couple hit clips actually holding in the wiring harness, which isn't really all that bad. Just kind of tighten there, and you got to roll your window down. Okay, just like that, got the right mirror off. It's gonna make the door a lot easier to wrap with the mirror off, so it's gonna be really nice. Kind of gross and a little grody underneath there, but all I did was pull the speaker, and then as you can see, there's the 3 studs coming off of there, and there's 3 access holes, 1, 2, 3. You just, the 10mm. All you do is just use the little ratchet. Use a little ratchet, 1/4 inch with a extension and a swivel, and you should be good to go. Right here though, we got both door panels, both speakers, both mirrors, and I think we're almost done prepping this. Other than that, we're gonna do some inlays on the taillights, inlay on the lower bumper right here, and the license, where the license plate is. I'm keeping the rear diffuser on. I also took the handles off. That's one more thing, just because it makes wrapping the door a whole lot easier if you don't have to wrap. I mean, I'm gonna wrap them later, but if you can wrap them separate versus the actual main door, it makes it a whole lot easier. And then I'll probably end up laying one big inlay right here, and you won't really see it just because how dark it is, so I'm not too worried about that. Other than that, I think the prep is pretty much done. I do have this antenna on top of mine, which is kind of a little goofy guy, but that's staying because you have to pull the whole trim for the halo, and that sounds like a pain in the ass. So let's do some inlays and get to wrapping. I should have laid knifeless tape, but honestly, if I can get it pushed back far enough, I'll just cut it. It won't be that big of a deal. Should have also laid knifeless right here, but it's fine. We'll wait now. honestly not too bad. Got it wrapped all around. Made a mistake of not putting knifeless right here, but that's fine. I'll cut it by hand and yeah, should be good. Okay, just got the second one done. I did it a little bit differently than this one just because I wanted to try it. I just used a strip, and then there's a seam right up here, but you're literally never going to see it. And then these two aren't done yet, but I'm going to move on to these two, get them done, do the license plate, and then go ahead and do the front grille up front just because I'm not going to stretch the wrap and ruin it just because I know it's not going to stretch nicely. So, yeah. Not too bad. I also just freehanded this cut as well, just because it doesn't have to be perfect, I believe. As long as the wrap on the bumper is rolling over it, I should be good. Corvette's gonna look fucking sweet in a little bit, and yeah, not too much left to go. And realistically, the plan is to keep all carbon exposed, so we don't have a ton to wrap. We have rear bumper, halo, trunk, roof, both doors, hood, and bumper, since I do have full carbon quarters front and rear. This is the roller wrap. We ended up going with satin black from Ravuni Vinyl. Got a full 5-foot by 59 feet roll. This should be more than enough to do the entire car, so let's get started.